Hey everyone, Sonic is $90? Final Fantasy Tactics returns? The Summer Game Fest and other shows went live last weekend through even just yesterday with Konami's Press Start show. If you can't get enough impressions of all these announcements, let's get into it. So for my number 10, I have Wu-Tang Rise of the Deceiver. There seems to be some lore here, but I'm going to be honest, I have no idea what's going on in any of this. I'm a simple man. I see two-handed warhammers and fast stylish combat, I'm all in. I did some quick research, and the Wu-Tang Clan was a hip-hop band in the 90s. I'll probably face test myself if I've heard a track or two. Checking out the Steam page, it's an action-adventure RPG with online co-op with up to 3 people. It's at my number 10 because honestly I'll probably be too busy to pick this one up on release, but I wanted to give it a shout out for, let's replay it, this shot. It's badass. Number 9, Wildgate. This is a procedurally generated multiplayer first-person shooter with ship-to-ship combat that has players racing to obtain something called the Artifact. This looks incredibly unique. I still don't know too much about it looking at the Steam page, but there is an open beta that I'm downloading now. SkillUp had some hands-on impressions a few weeks ago, and from what they cover, it looks pretty good. Characters don't have active abilities per se, but they have passive abilities. They go over that one character has an offensive ability that allows his melee damage to affect ship parts. So they show him banging up against a cockpit window, and he actually breaks the window and is able to infiltrate it. Another character was a defensive character who could see through walls, but only in his home ship. If you want to know more about Wildgate, definitely give that video a watch. I'll link it in the description below. Made by Moonshot Games, which had connections with Blizzard at one point. Gameplay seems fast and fun. I'll let you know next week if it's any good. Number 8, Digimon Story Time Stranger. This one's from State of Play, and I haven't played a Digimon game since Digimon World 2 for the PlayStation. This one looks really appealing. I'm seeing mountable or rideable Digimon to some degree, a literal Digipet device. This looks like more than a virtual novel, and the graphics look pretty killer. I'll keep an eye on this one. Not much to say, this is a quick impression, but I'm definitely interested. Number 7, Demon School. From the PC Gaming Show, Demon School is a tactical RPG full of minigames and school and horror. I'll probably alienate 90% of the gaming audience out there by saying this, but anything school and horror, I'm normally just out. But the pixel art in this game really pops and speaks to me. Check out this driving sequence they show for like half a second. Dang! Another quick impression on this one, but I will say this isn't the only tactical RPG to make this list.
Right now.
Number 6, Voyagers of Nera. Also from the PC Gaming Show, Voyagers of Nera is a survival multiplayer game. Man, remember when we were thirsty for more games like Minecraft? Now they're everywhere. This one's tropical aesthetics really appealed to me. The fact that there is, and I quote, spirit-powered wave riding makes it sound like you can hop on Stingray Grandma's back from Moana. Multiplayer demo is out now and early access is out August 5th. Number 5, Berserk or Die. Developers of Vampire Survivors are publishing Berserk or Die. Also shown during the PC Gaming Show, this game looked okay at first, a 2D pixel art fast-paced war game. Okay, cool. Then they literally had to call me out as the main character picks up a warhammer and seemingly goes to town wailing on an army of soldiers and knocking them out Hyrule Warrior style. The scene is so frantic, I can't even tell what he's holding. The part of the trailer showcasing someone slamming 2 sides of the keyboard isn't an exaggeration, by the way. From the Steam reviews, it looks like you have to literally slam as many keys as possible. The lower review scores seem to be negatively pointing this out, while the more positive reviews, with the most playtime, lean with people using a controller stating to use custom controller layouts. Let me guess. X is mapped to like 15 keys on one side of the keyboard, and B is mapped to the other side? Berserk or Die is out now, and is only $3.59 on Steam right now. And the price and immediacy of accessibility is largely why it's so high on my list. Quick intermission. YouTube's been around for 20 years. That's right, YouTube is as old as the NES or when the first Back to the Future movie came out, when YouTube debuted on the internet in 2005. If you've grown along with it, you've probably been through some changes yourself. I say all this since YouTube's algorithm doesn't seem to know where to put my videos. If you're still watching, thank you, and to be clear, here on Frorefront, I look at games from the perspective of a full-time working parent with knowledge of the hardcore but with time of a casual gamer. Cue the whole News from the Last Frontier moniker. Frore is an old English term for freeze. My first channel was a fan-made character, Ice, that strictly covered Sonic. Mostly. I think you can see why I needed a little change. It means a lot if you leave a comment, a like, subscribe, or if you didn't like something, definitely mention it below. So without further ado, number 4, Splinter Cell Remaster. I know I'm cheating here. Ubisoft didn't actually show us anything about this game during SGF or any of its sister shows afterwards, but they did show us a tease on Twitter and have confirmed through interviews that it is in development, but no other details are known. Hey, I did say "and other announcements" in the headline. The reason this is so high on my list is because I was a mega Splinter Cell fan back in the original Xbox and 360 days. Playing Pandora Tomorrow and Chaos Theory online on the original Xbox was so unreal. The asymmetrical multiplayer in those games had no comparison. The stealth action genre hit its peak in this era, and I know you're either a Metal Gear fan or a Splinter Cell fan. But it's not that I don't like Metal Gear, it's just Splinter Cell was firing on all cylinders for years with release after release of exciting stealth gameplay, raising the bar and furthering features in both multiplayer and single player. When the train stopped, it crashed, and it's been sorely missed since. Even the small nod and recognition that the franchise isn't dead is a win for me, and can't wait to hear further details on it. Okay, so if you don't count Splinter Cell, I've got a real pick for you. Sacrifire would be my official number 4. This one showed during Future Game Show. Honestly, I missed it the first time around, and when I went to look for footage for this video, I saw it, and I couldn't not include it in this list. It looks like a cool mix of a Tales of or a Star Ocean game, along with turn-based RPGs with active time battle. It's really doing its own thing. Enemies only move when you do, so it gives pause when you stop for you to decide your next move. Oh, and what was that? At the 30-second mark, we see a two-handed hammer. Sacrifire is due out Q1 of next year. Number 3. Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. This one appeared at the end of Sony's State of Play, and I thought this was Marvel vs. Capcom 4 until the title dropped. They had an additional trailer, and I thought this really hit. It all started when a friend from PlayStation messaged me. Takeshi Yamanaka, producer of Arc System Works, states in the trailer. I didn't know what it was about, but we arranged to meet. While we were chatting over drinks, they suddenly said, "How would you feel about Arc making a Marvel fighting game?" When I heard that, I was truly stunned. He said, "Marvel is a global IP, and the offer was an incredible honor, but at the same time, I thought, can our company really handle this?" Well, looking at the trailer, what do you think? The art style looks incredible, the colors pop, it really does look awesome. It looks like we get shots of ultimates from some of the characters, but even the shot-to-shot gameplay looks punchy and responsive. And did I mention gorgeous? It's Marvel, and it's a fighting game, so not much more to say other than, where's my Iceman at? What are some characters you're hoping to see in this game? Leave a comment below. Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls comes out sometime in 2026. Number 2. Sonic Racing Crossworlds. So not officially announced at Summer Game Fest, a new trailer hit announcing some new characters, mainly Steve from Minecraft. The reason this is on this list is, guys, kart racing is up there as one of my favorite genres. One of the biggest reasons is you can find hidden gems like Chocobo Racing on the PS1, or arcade racers that blur the line like, well, Blur. Another reason is they're normally not that expensive. Yeah, you know what's coming. I think if I played Racing Transform more, I could rope my kids into playing it with me, but for years after it's released, it's all I played. The controls are a bit complex for kids under the age of 5, and from memory, the Sonic Racing games never had a child-friendly mode. Hot Wheels Unleashed and its sequel, for instance, have assist modes that, well, mostly you let little kids play, but if you're hoping they'll be able to keep up with the pack, then, just tell them they're in first place and they'll have a good time. Mario Kart 8 had a setting that would assist kids, and sometimes they would actually get first place. Forza Horizon 5, I don't know if it has any assists or not, but it's just a good time demolishing trees and fences without a real goal. For all ages, I can confirm. Don't go looking for thrills like this with the kids in their car seats in the back, come on!
So everything from Sonic All-Star Racing to Team Sonic Racing, all the best elements are put into this game concept. They even went and said, what from Sonic Riders can we put in here to make it really, really cool, to make this like the amalgamation of all the best ideas from the Sonic Racing series.
Thanks for GamesCage for this footage for this interview with Iizuka. This game has been getting some flack, as will the next one on the list for its price. If you want all the characters, and for a game about bringing in characters from different worlds, you probably want them all. It'll cost, $90. Yikes! That's more than the cost of Mario Kart 8 and its DLC combined. So you can see here, the physical edition of the PS4, PS5, Xbox Series SX is $70. I mean, geez, it's more than Mario Kart World. What were they thinking? Even the cheapest option is $70 on most consoles. That's such a steep asking price. Yeah, these games typically do go on sale pretty fast, so expect some sort of discount by the end of the year and a steeper one next year. But if you're like me and have FOMO, given the past Sonic Racing games' pedigrees, all highly underrated save for Team Sonic Racing, the gameplay in that one took a nosedive compared to Racing Transformed, then this should be a blast with or without the bloated DLC. I'll probably buy the cheapest version and see if the DLC is discounted later this year. Number 1. Final Fantasy Tactics Ivalice Chronicles. Final Fantasy Tactics was shown at the PlayStation State of Play, and yeah, it's the best the show had to offer in my opinion. It would be Ghosts of Yotai, but I don't have a PS5, so this is the next best thing. Let's get the bad out of the way first. This game is going to have de novo. Now, I have a video planned launching a full-on attack, going over an underrated or rarely spoken about point as to why de novo hurts the average consumer, and no, it's not the performance, though that is a common complaint. Basically, in all 2 games I've ever purchased with de novo on Steam, one was back in 2017, and the other this year specifically to test if those issues still arose. Well, the exact same issue still arose. And that's that you need an internet connection at all times to launch the games. I thought for sure that the advent of these popular mobile gaming PCs, we'd see an update to the online requirement, or some sort of revision, but so far, de novo's code is nearly 10 years old and climbing. How sick would it be to be able to play Final Fantasy Tactics on the Steam Deck or 1X Player or ROG Ally? Well, too bad, unless you can make your cell phone a hotspot or swing by a place with public Wi-Fi. It's ridiculous! With that out of the way, oh wait, there is one more downside. Like I mentioned with Crossworlds, this is asking a pretty premium price. It's launching at $50, which is better than $60, which is better than $70, which is better. Okay, you get the point. But just glancing at the Steam forums, this seems to be the hot topic right now. Is $50 too much for an old game? I won't be buying this on PC due to de novo. Good job, Square Enix. But the console editions are there at least. The game is essentially the fantastic War of the Lions remaster, if you want to call it that, on PSP, which was ported to phones for $14 USD with voice acting and additional features. So yeah, nearly 4 times the price of a game you can get on mobile with a few upgrades. But I hate phone games that aren't designed for phones, so this is the next best thing for me. I literally haven't played this game since the original PS1 release, so I'm pretty hyped. Why? Well, at the time, and for dozens of years after, Final Fantasy Tactics was one of the few turn-based tactical RPGs that had battles take place in a full 3D environment that let you turn the camera. Crazy concept, I know, but even many turn-based tactics games for years afterwards wouldn't let you do this. So a 3D camera makes or breaks a turn-based tactical RPG? No, but since I'm not a mega fan of the genre, it drew me in. And call me shallow, I mean, I literally probably am. But once you go from something like Atari to Super Nintendo, you don't really want to take a step back with Fire Emblem and other popular games no matter how good the game is. And good the game is. There's an in-depth class system. You can race chocobos and use them in battles like any other party member. You get Final Fantasy VII cameos, and while there is permadeath, you get a countdown to revive them so you don't lose a party member for the rest of the game.
It finally happened, everybody. I hope I was there too.
Sweet
Holy moly.
Jesus.
Holy moly.
Oh, yeah.
Final frickin' Fantasy Tactics
Yes.
Ivalice Chronicles, dude.
Dude,
Yo.
Final Fantasy Tactics is one of those games you purposely don't play for a long time, much like a good movie, just so when you do go back to enjoy it, it's all the sweeter. I'll be following and featuring any Final Fantasy Tactics content on YouTube, just to get caught up on all the strategies and opinions swirling around online. That's another thing, none of that existed when the original released. I don't remember owning a strategy guide, and now that we have 25 plus years of guides on the internet, getting stuck should be a thing of the past. Can't wait for this one, and maybe if it sinks its teeth in me good, I'll go buy the Tactics Ogre Remaster and have a blast with it too. Final Fantasy Tactics The Ivalice Chronicles is due out September 30th, less than a week after Sonic Racing Crossworlds. What are we talking now? With everything included, that'd be about $150 for both games? Eesh. With Summer Game Fest covered, let's jump into some Campfire Picks, where we showcase what's been going on in the community and highlight some funny and thought-provoking opinions from around the gaming world. I saw these picks a few weeks ago and have to showcase them. 2 different artists graduating in 2 totally different schools made these awesome Sonic caps, both over on Twitter X. Chiera did this awesome SA2 inspired graduation cap, and it is pretty fire. Sonic says that line within the opening of the game, but he also says that if you wait around long enough in Sonic CD. Sabas did this fantastic Sonic CD inspired cap, love the reference to the Japanese soundtrack's You Can Do Anything theme song, very underrated song, and a very cool cap. Vic over at EPN reviewed Thunderbolts a few weeks ago, and yes, it's still out in theaters. He interviews his daughter at the end, and even gives her her own number rating at the end right next to his. This gives me such Judgment Day vibes when he used to review games right next to Tommy Tallarico on G4. I was definitely more of a Judgment Day head than X-Play. Which show did you like more? Some call me Johnny is back. Some call me Johnny is back. I don't want to speak for him and say he's in good health. To me he is, but he has health and channel goals, and it's just good to see he's already uploaded another in-depth review video since the announcement of his return. Sometimes there are videos that you sit and watch and think, man, this is so niche, so deep. I wish more people would watch this. Then you look at the views, and I swear it's got less than 1,000 views or it's literally over 1 million. That's the case with this week's unexpected find from YouTuber BindMove, where he logs into an old MMO called Dark Ages to see if he can find anyone still playing and to see if he can revive the game. This video is an unexpected emotional roller coaster, so check this one out. And yeah, spoiler, it's at over 2 million views right now. What an absolute brain buster. So I'm looking to incorporate my kiddos into my videos whenever I can without it being forced. When I can't, I still want to give advice like this. Don't underestimate the power of reading books to your kids. It's a good predictable practice, and structure helps kids feel safe and a lot of other things. Yeah, that's it. In the age of technology, and yeah, Google Play has some cool ebooks that'll read themselves, even some Spidey ones, but personally, I look for times of the day that have no screen time at all. My kids' doctors recommend less than an hour of screen time, if at all possible. Some nights might be more frustrating than others, but stick with it, and they'll be fighting over which book for you to read, if that, over fighting bedtime outright. I wanted to show some b-roll of me holding a book and reading to them, but guys, come on, that time is precious. It's one of the few times my kids don't ask for phone or tablet, and I want to keep it that way. For this top 10 list, I incorporated Summer Game Fest and all the events surrounding it. I admit, I watched most of these after the fact to fast forward through the ones I wasn't interested in. No disrespect to the developers of these games, I just don't have the time to sit through a Lord of the Rings movie series length of game announcements. Maybe there's a way to further condense the length of the announcements? What are your most excited games releasing this year and next? Were there any hidden gems that sparked your interest shown over the weekend? I can guarantee your top 5 is better than mine, but I like what I like. Post your picks below.